So we're rolling, huh?
Yeah, I think.
Hey man, we are well into the era of getting towards syndication. Here we are. Welcome to another episode of the illustrious award-winning Black Wrestling Podcast by three grown men who are in love with the graps. We love wrestling. Welcome to the Kayfabe Cowboys podcast. I'm GA, aka the gorgeous one, aka the one who is not breaking gimmick and taking his shades off, even though Jay Uso lost the Intercontinental Championship. Also joining me on the screen right now, this is the wrestling historian, fitted cap connoisseur, and sneaker and soul collector, the mixologist. Even though I stumbled, I shall not fumble, and I'm gonna keep on going. The mixologist extraordinaire, the legend of the Kayfabe Cowboys podcast, brother Legend. Say what's up to the folks, man.
I stumbled, but I shall not fumble sounded like a preacher on Sunday, right as he's about to close out. What's going on, people? It's your boy Legend.
Yeah. And next up, I'm going to throw it to this man to bust it wide open. No pause. Sunken shot. The man who is running a multi-million
Get your words
dollar.
together, man.
He got a thick ass tongue today, don't he?
Pause, nigga. The man who is running a multi-million dollar digital media marketing frenzy franchise conglomerate, the backbone of the Kayfabe Cowboys podcast, the man that is in charge of the audio and visuals of this here Tinker Shop, brother Shad Harris. Say what's up to the folks, man.
What's going on, people? I just woke up. I feel like I've been playing in snow all day, so I feel like today y'all might as well just call me, Bam Bam Bigelow out here.
Or since you were playing in snow, could we call you Snow Cane
I guess so.
or Al Snow
Al Snow.
I'll go for Glacier, We just talking about that.
or Bam
Hey,
Bam Bigger Snow?
Biggest Snow is crazy. Biggest Snow, we get canceled for that one.
Yeah, man, but it's fitting that you said that you were playing in the snow today. Hopefully that is not an entendre for something that you were doing extramarital, but nonetheless, since you were playing in the snow, give us the icebreaker for the week, brother.
All right, so that's crazy. That's crazy.
I tried to fight through that one. I
That's
really did.
crazy. Yeah,
James Winston.
James Winston, yeah. All right, so this week's icebreaker, I wanted to make it a little bit emotional. I'm a very I'm emotional fella, very Ralph Tresvant, over here. So my question for this week is,
That makes sense, actually.
which WWE moment actually had y'all in tears? Anytime y'all see a clip, y'all gonna tear up a little bit. I got mine, so I don't know if y'all need a second or y'all need me to hop in.
I'm gonna let you go first, unless GA got his.
almost choked on my coffee, dog.
It's 6 o'clock. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah. Niggas wild.
It's been a long day, bro. It's been a long day.
So for me, the moment that makes me kind of tear up every time I see it is the main event of WrestleMania 37, where it is Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair standing across the ring, and then both of them are just like crying right before. Damn, like that's the moment that always get me. Like, there's never been it's been moments where I've never really seen two black women in a ring, let alone main event, like the biggest show of the year. So
This is
that's
true.
the moment that always get me.
Damn, that's a good one,
Okay.
bro.
Well, mine, of course, went back to my childhood. Like, I've got to say, because I actually watched it recently, where HBK pinned Bret Hart before I found out what he said to him to tell him to get out the ring and all that. I found that out as an adult. But that moment, like, that felt like an achievement. Like, I even watching it recently, I got giddy like a kid. It's not tears per se, but it's the most emotional I can remember. Like, I'd be like, oh, I remember that time where I was like, yeah, as a kid, I was there. I won the belt too.
Damn. That's a good one. I vividly remember that.
Just to interject, the intro for that always get me, like, to be in like the biggest match of your life, you coming in from the rafters, and just that moment when he kind of gets in the ring through the crowd and gets in the ring, and then the pyro goes off, you could feel like this is the biggest moment that I'm gonna ever have in my life, and then it was time to like let it all out. Pause.
You know what's crazy? I feel that part of it too, but seeing Jose walk up and everybody's like, what's going on? I'm like, yo, this dude, I said, and maybe I'm making it up in my head, I was like, he at the top. And to see Jose waddle his ass in there,
Oh,
get on
Jose
the ropes,
Lothario. Yeah.
and point. I was like, oh, it was a that whole thing was a moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that neither one of y'all stole mine, because then I would have been stuck. Remember, there was a Monday night when Eric Bischoff tried to spoil what was going to happen on Raw and said that, Mick Foley wins the title. Watching that moment and just seeing that Mick Foley ended up winning the world championship was amazing. And then him having like a real life moment when he got the mic and he said his kids' names and said that he was, that he was bringing it home. That for me kind of chokes me up. Like now being a dad, like just having the ability to experience a moment like that when a lot of people thought that you were never going to be the guy. Yeah, man, that moment right there, that shit chokes me up every time.
So when you win your championship title, you gonna shout out our guy?
Yeah, I'm Gunner 316, man. Daddy's bringing it home, man.
My other
Daddy-O's bringing it home.
my other honorable mention that I watch this clip a lot, and just to know like the backstory that kind of led to this moment is when Eddie Guerrero beat Brock Lesnar, and just to kind of see him going from like being like fired to being like on drugs to coming back and then to win the title, and then him hugging his mom and all that. Like you can see like, even though like wrestling is considered quote unquote fake, but to see like real joy to be like, yo, I achieved something that I've been working my ass off for like
Yeah.
20 some years. Like
Yeah.
that's a dope moment too.
In that same vein, though, in the Eddie Guerrero vein, when Ray won the championship for Eddie, that was another one of those moments you felt in real life, like that kayfabe and all, he did that for his guy,
Yeah.
and they let it take place.
Yeah.
Also, honorable mention for me is recent. Like I forgot all about it when Hogan got booed. Like it brings a tear to my eye every time I watch a replay of that. It's amazing.
Yeah. Get that
It's
nigga out of
amazing.
here.
Mm-hmm. And when when CM Punk said that if Hogan enters the Rumble, he'll throw his dusty ass over the top rope and end Hulkamania once and for all. I'm telling you, man, I cried like a baby.
Now I'm hoping that doesn't mean he's entering the Rumble though, because I'll be pissed off.
Oh, man, I hope he enters at 1 and entrance 2 through 10 are all black wrestlers. It'd be amazing.
What we got going on for
Well,
today?
kind of speaking, I'm gonna move some stuff around because speaking of having that moment and having the ability to connect with the crowd, we know we had Penta's debut a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of issues that took place with his entrance, but he had that moment with his kids.
Yeah.
This week he came out, and his entrance alone let me know that Penta is going to be big in the WWE. What did y'all think about this entrance compared to the last one? And just your thoughts on Penta and what they plan to do.
The entrance was, last week's entrance was dope, but this week's entrance was cool because they changed it up. Now they just had the steady flames behind them, and then they had the spiral and sparklers behind them, which kind of like mimics the logo that's on the front of his mask. And he didn't take the jacket off until he got to the steps. So they made a correction like, hey, maybe not, let's not try to take the jacket off right here on the entrance. It was cool. And it was dope seeing him do the Ciro Miedo joint and fist bumping people doing it. Even though he fist bumped a kid that was cosplaying Donald Trump, I can't take it out on him for that.
What?
If you watch that video again, there's a kid that he bumped, and the kid was dressed up like Donald Trump. It was inauguration day. The kid was dressed up like Donald Trump.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, man. It was repug, but it was cool to just see him connecting with the fans though. So I really dig it, and you could tell that they are going lock, stock, and barrel with this guy to try to shoot him to the main event. I love it.
Yeah, I think the intro, the entrance was dope. I think one thing I'm kind of like paying attention to is like, what are they going to do when he actually starts to fight like bigger wrestlers? Because like in AEW and pretty much everywhere else, he was probably like a bigger wrestler, but of course WWE is like the land of the giants, and he's not like a regular luchador, so he's like a regular sized guy. So I just want to see how his presentation is when he's facing, somebody that's, over 6'2" or 6'3", and how he gonna be able to do some of these same moves.
One thing, and I don't think I understood how I knew about Penta, so I'm not gonna act like I was a super fan, but I believe it was Michael Cole that said Rey Mysterio is the top luchador of all time, but Penta is a close second. And I was like, I didn't know that. I mean, there've been some great luchadors. I didn't realize he was that good.
Yeah, Penta is well traveled. Like even prior to this, like for a long time he was Pentagon Jr. And like he's done a whole lot of things in different federations, like all across the globe. So like to see, because the first time I saw him was like Lucha Underground. I
Lucha
heard the
Underground,
name
yep.
before, but I wasn't familiar with anything that was televised. But I saw him on Lucha Underground, and the match he put on with Ray was dope. The match he put on with Chelsea Green was crazy, and he had a dope ass intergender match with Io. Yeah, he put on some bangers down there, bro. So just to see him now getting to this is kind of cool, and I'm excited for what's gonna happen next week or possibly the following week. Y'all saw the segment where Chad Gable was talking to talking to the Judgment Day, right?
Yep.
And he was
I
like,
see where you're going.
and Dom gave him the card, and he was like, I'm off to master the dark arts of lucha libre.
Mm-hmm.
So if we look at things
You been doing
outside
some
of
research?
wrestling, I've been doing research. I've been studying. Zelina Vega and one Malachi Black have a wrestling or MMA training school called the Dark Arts Academy or some shit like that. And they've been wiping Malachi off of AEW. They wrote him off out of House of Black, telling the people that they didn't need a leader and this, that, and the third. So there's a possibility that he could be like out of his AEW contract.
Mm-hmm.
And I called it last week that my dream match would be seeing Penta and Aleister Black go at it. If they pull this shit off without any sort of like, spoiler saying that like he signed or he's been at the
Performance Center.
the Performance Center or whatever, and he pops up on Raw and they have a banger, like that shit gonna be crazy, dog. If that's the guy.
Wait, now here's my only issue with that. One, Shad, I need you to find that clip to see if he's actually telling the truth, because GA be lying.
I said it last week.
But two, if that is the case, you said you wanted Alistair to go against Penta.
Yes.
My problem with that is who loses. They're both new. They're both re-debuting. I think it's too soon for that.
I think that if that's the card they're gonna pull, right?
Interference.
If Aleister Black shows up, they've been building Pentagon to be strong the past 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Whole lot of hype coming up around him. I wouldn't be mad if they had a hell of a match and then Aleister got the win and they shook hands after the match. Depending on how great the match is, it has to be a great match. It can't be something where like Penta, like he gets distracted and gets rolled up or some shit like that. If it's a 5-star match, which I know they're more than capable of doing, and then Aleister gets the win, I wouldn't be mad because Pentagon wouldn't look weak. Or if there's some sort of interference and there's a DQ or some shit like that, which leads to Penta and Aleister maybe having a tag with somebody the following week, I wouldn't be mad. But it'd be dope to see that be the guy that Gable's going to get.
Yeah, I think it's still maybe about a month or two before Alistair is like really free. So if that is true, then I feel like during that time they could really build Penta up as like being like the guy in the ring. So by the time, what's that, probably like March or maybe March or April, then when that actually does happen, then Penta's more solidified than he is right now. So so I wouldn't be mad at that either.
But it could be a possibility that he really could be out of his contract, because you don't see too often that AEW is doing story work to get somebody off of TV.
Yeah, but he don't like to release them either from their contract, even if he wrote them off.
But the thing is, you'll see where guys just stop showing up on TV,
right?
And then there's speculation. I think that's the first time that they've done something where they actively wrote somebody off of TV.
Got you.
They ain't necessarily write him off though.
No, so it's not like they wrote him off like he got injured. Like they've been multiple segments where
they did Ricochet.
Yeah, where people have been interacting with the members of House of Black, just basically saying y'all don't need a leader. You no longer need a leader or whatever.
Gotcha.
So they're everybody knows that he ain't gonna be there no more. Like he's out of there.
He also had that weird segment. I think he had a match with Adam Cole maybe like in October, November. And it was a basic match, but then after he started to bow to the ring and they started to hug and all this type of stuff. So like, if that show ending, like this is just a random ass match you had. So
Bruh, it's the writing's on the wall. And if that's what they've been doing, where they're no like, even if that was his last like one-on-one match in October or November, if there was some sort of like non-compete or some shit like that in play, we might be rolling up on that here recently. If it was
The
October,
90
he got
days.
November, December, January, February is next week, which will
Yeah.
put us at the top of the week for Raw. So yeah, I'm hyped. That shit could be cool, man. Hopefully it's not somebody like Danhausen or some or shit like that. But you know,
I just
whatever.
think about it from the outside up. If you have him come in to attack Penta, but you got that connection between Alistair and Vega. I'm sorry, what's her name?
Zelina.
Zelina. But she's tied to Ray, who Penta was just giving props to. It's a weird circle, but I dig it. I dig it 100%. Since we're kind of talking about all these different federations, I was thinking about this earlier. What do y'all think about this WWE, was it TNA merger, acquisition, partnership thing? What do y'all think about that?
For me, I think it could be good, but from the last however long they've been having it, I feel like TNA has been sending over like they heavy hitters, and WWE sent over people who like just came out of Performance Center. Like they've been sending over like a couple of they chicks who like barely get on TV, like Wendy Chu and all these other people. Like, all right, like they got a little name, but you ain't sending over like Trick Williams. You ain't sending over Dijak when you say, I don't know if why I randomly said his name, but you ain't sending over like
That was a
Roxanne
deep cut.
Perez. You ain't sending over nobody that was really like, you ain't sending over Oba. So I felt like
You send over Fraxy?
yeah, they just did that,
Yeah.
but before that they ain't doing none of that. So I feel like if WWE or NXT start to send over some of their heavy hitters, like I would love to see Jada and TNA or somebody who's
I didn't know
actually
where you were going
over.
with that.
Yeah. But anybody that's actually over, I would love to see them actually go to NXT or TNA and actually, do some damage.
Because they're predicting that Joe Hendry is going to be in the Royal Rumble.
I saw they're predicting that Jeff Hardy gonna make his way over there.
Now that pop would be crazy. They already have first of all, I just thought about this as we were talking. I hate their women's champion's name. Her last name is like Slamovich or something, and I'm like,
Oh, that's the knockouts champion. That's not like the
yeah.
main champion though.
They got another women's champion too.
Yeah, so
no, that's their main
I
women's.
thought that was their
No, what's the name? Shit, Tessa Blanchard.
She just came back like last week.
Yeah, Tessa fought against Ogre that's coming to WWE.
Jordan Grace. I think she took the belt off Jordan Grace, didn't she?
No, Slamovich took it off of Grace a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's how much I don't keep up with TNA.
I only keep up because we get the comments about what about these other federations and things like that.
Did y'all happen to see the clip in the match with Tessa Blanchard and Jordan Grace when the crowd was chanting, "She's a racist"?
She's a racist?
Yeah. Bruh.
Yeah, that's wild.
Crowd don't forget.
Not at all.
Yeah.
The crowd
never forgets, man.
That's why you can't be renaming people now. Like you can't just have somebody come out like they used to with just a different name. Yeah, crowd be knowing.
Now there are one of two things that they can do.
Okay.
One, she has to go on some sort of apology tour. Like that's one. Two, yeah, even though I hate it, they might have to lean into it and make that a part of like her heel gimmick. Because if the crowd's already saying it, they're never going to let it go. So she's like, they will have to lean into it. Because as much work as you try to do to try to clean it up or whatever, the crowd's going to continue to do it. So
I mean, you could just make her the biggest hit. I mean, they did at one time make her their like world heavyweight champions. So I mean, I would say just give her the mic and just let her talk shit. Then she'll be like the biggest heel that in the company.
So like Dom Mysterio heat.
Yeah.
And shit, it might be go home heat too. Like it could be a little bit of both.
That's the scary part because they're like, how far can we actually push it? Especially with things going on in the real world where wrestling is kind of a mirror of that. Do you really want to lean into racism right now?
Or not necessarily leaning into racism, but like have her lean into being she voted for Trump and a whole bunch of shit. So it ain't like she's up there like saying like racist stuff, but it's like she's pushing the agenda for the Republican Party or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like just lean into it. If the crowd already saying it, then you got money already, already organically tied to it because she gonna get heat.
She gonna get heat.
I was just thinking about something very random that kind of plays off what y'all just said. Do y'all know, like, and not to make this political, but do y'all know not voting for Trump? I can't speak for y'all. Not voting for Trump makes me a heel right now in today's society.
But yeah, I'm full
100%.
heel. I'm full
Yeah,
heel.
Full heel.
100%. Yeah.
That's wild. But like I said, I don't want to, Trump us out or nothing like that.
But you know what I'm gonna do in that instance? I'm gonna stay silent.
Mhm.
I'm gonna stay as silent as Solo did on Friday, and I'm not gonna say a word.
Nice segue.
Nice segue. All right.
I've been working on this thing.
Is that where we're going?
Yes, that's where we're going.
All right. Hey, let's go.
Because here's my thought on Raw and SmackDown over the past couple weeks. They've been placeholders. We all know that they are building up their storylines to get ready for another thing that we'll talk about, the Saturday Night Main Event, but also the Rumble. So there's not been a whole lot of excitement going on. But for Solo to come out and be silent and walk out, which led to Jacob being Jacob, I felt like in my heart of hearts, that's the moment Jacob or Solo lost Jacob as a follower. If you lose the respect, you can't follow the man you don't respect.
Very true. Very true.
But he did in his promo, it was basically like he was talking about like like y'all don't respect us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and us is, like including Solo. Because it wasn't, because it wasn't like he cut a promo on Solo. Like he cut a promo on the crowd.
True.
So, but
did you see his face?
Yeah. I think they're ramping up to what's ultimately going to happen on Monday or Friday, whenever he encounters Roman, because Solo's going to have to face Roman, like after getting the Ulafalo or whatever. So them allowing Jacob to be more vocal, like if you notice, incrementally it's been happening more and more and more. He might say one or two lines, and then he got a half a promo. Now this is he had a full in-ring promo with a hot mic. So I think they're leading towards like, we already got the crowd used to hearing him. So when Solo actually has to acknowledge Roman, Jacob gets to go off the rails and just basically talk. I think that's when they're going to start the feud between Jacob and Solo, because Jacob just going to, he could talk that shit like, yo, I've been following you. Like my blind allegiance has been to you and this, that, and the third. And like, you going to support this nigga? You going to acknowledge him when I've been acknowledging you? Fuck that. Like, it's going to be dope, man. I'm loving it, man. Jacob Fatu he's a star, dog.
And I think it makes sense now for him being like, so hard, not hard, but going so hard for Solo.
Pause.
I was gonna let it go.
But him going so hard for Solo, now it will probably make sense that, he was doing the whole I love you Solo, and now that Solo kind of like is letting him down, he would have to go against him or take him out. So I like that premise, but so that would make a lot of sense.
He gonna be like Bishop and Juice, dog.
Great analogy. Great analogy. And before we get too deep into the rest of the show, this week's episode is sponsored by GA and
Nobody Dies a Virgin. As you can see, I'm wearing a new garment for the brand Nobody Dies a Virgin or Unvirgin. Next month we'll be having a pop-up where we will be releasing this crew neck, a hoodie, a purse, a silk scarf, leather card holders, a whole gamut of new apparel will be dropping by Nobody Dies a Virgin. So if you're looking for us, you can find us at unvirgin.com or nobodydiesavirgin.com. And the quality is impeccable, man. And I ain't just tooting my own horn. I'm not doing the Lady Eloise. I'm not tooting my own horn, but hey, like, my quality speaks for itself, man. So in weeks to come, you shall be seeing all of the people on the Kayfabe Cowboys podcast draped in these brand new garments. So look us up, man. Yeah.
You need to get y'all a little tagline or something, We can work on that.
Nobody dies a virgin. Life fucks us all.
Wow, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, that's aggressive.
All right, so guys, we record on every Wednesday night, so we can try to get through what took place the week before. But this Saturday, and I want to go through this kind of quickly because I really feel like they rushed the show, so I'm gonna rush our show on them. Saturday night's main event. Do y'all even know what's taking place this Saturday?
Not a damn thing.
I'll run it down for you. There is a Braun Breaker versus Sheamus Intercontinental title match. Do we care or do we not?
Meh.
Okay.
I'm excited if they allow Sheamus to win the IC title.
That ain't gonna happen.
Okay. There is a Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu match.
I'm excited. Anything with Jacob Fatu, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited, but we know who the winner is going to be.
Pretty much.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob's not taking an L.
He gonna do something crazy in that match. I can see.
Oh, he definitely gonna do something. Now, this match I wanted to ask y'all about because I wanted to ask you yesterday when we were talking. Does Rhea Ripley need security, or does she need to be back in a stable because she stay getting jumped?
Dog, she like, all right. This is my quick TED talk.
Okay.
Rhea Ripley's aura to me is gone.
Ooh. You wasn't gonna save that for the hot take section?
Well, elaborate this.
But yeah, lean into it.
Not saying that she's not a star no more, but when she was mommy, like in Judgment Day, like
she was feared.
She was feared. Like she was at her hottest at that time. And like these fly by night feuds they've been put, like why does Nia Jax have a problem with her? I don't get it. Like that shit just like materialized out of thin air. But just like you said, like, yo, she's supposed to be the bad. Like, she won't get her ass whooped and jumped when she was in Judgment Day. And it won't because it was other people around. She was just beating chicks' ass. And now it's just like, since she's a face, like she began paws put on her, dog. I don't know, man. Like her presentation has been meh.
So with that being the case, she has a match versus Nia Jax at Saturday Night Main Event.
Rhea's gonna win.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like y'all don't give a damn about that.
I don't.
There's two more things happening that we know of, and something could change on Friday. There's a contract signing between your favorite person right now, GA, Kevin Owens,
the real champion,
and Cody Rhodes. Mm-hmm. Now, the only reason this is relevant is because it's in San Antonio, Texas, and the greatest in-ring performer of all time, bar none. I don't want to debate it with anybody. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, will be there. But there is a caveat or some sort of change to the match that's supposed to take place. What do y'all think it is?
I think they're gonna end up moving forward with the Winged Eagle as the championship belt.
I can see that, and I wouldn't be mad at that.
I don't know how recent it was, but I saw that there was a it could have been a while ago, but it's been circulating now. A clip of Bret Hart talking at a in a sit down like fan forum or whatever, and he was just talking about
with Jim Cornette.
Yeah, he was talking about how stupid the new belt looks and that the best belt was the Winged Eagle. I think it's time. I think the big W belt was more so of a Vince thing. And like, this is a good way for them to introduce it. Like you have a belt versus belt match and then the winner is going to, the winner will be able to merge them. I don't think it's going to be the actual Winged Eagle. I think there's going to be some sort of a version of it that's going to be like a new age version that has the, the W in the design, but I think that might be the caveat.
That's exactly what I thought too.
Yeah, I think that might be it. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense. There's already a stipulation on it, so I can't really figure out what else they could possibly add outside of something with that. But
you got to go up the ladder twice and get both belts. What is? It makes no sense. But adding Shawn makes what you're saying, GA, make more sense because I believe he had the Winged Eagle belt. That's the one he won against Bret Hart. Yep. So if you have, and they said it was a fan belt circulating a couple months ago where it was a Winged Eagle, but a new interpretation on it. And I feel like maybe that's how they debut it. And it's like, hey, Cody finally got both belts, and like you said, you put them together and boom, there we go. We got a new belt.
But also now I'm thinking like, and it's not I'll just preface this, it's not my Cody hate, right?
You sure?
But it's not my Cody hate. This is me being full on objective. Hold on, let me take the glasses off. This isn't me hating on Cordero Rhodes. If I'm the like, I think they're booking him weak. Like, if I'm the champion, right? Why am I gonna have a match with you to win a belt that's not the real belt? Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm the I don't give a fuck if you like. This is a one night belt. Like, why would I care? I'm the champion. Like
Shawn Michaels Razor Ramon did the same thing.
I got you.
But Shawn Michaels at the time was like, he was actually champion that never lost it.
True.
So he had like a claim to it. Like KO doesn't have a claim to it outside. He just stole it.
Yeah. And this, I still think, like Kayfabe, KO is the real champion just because he had him pinned and, there wasn't a ref in the ring.
Was it a
but
3 count? Okay, then.
whatever. It was a 7 count. Anyway,
Who counts to 7?
like that belt was just a one night thing, right? So if it was only there for one night, if I'm the champion, right?
Why are we even going?
Like, who cares? Like, that belt don't matter no more. Like, I
Walk
got the real
around with it. I don't
championship
care.
belt. But it's like they find ways to book him to look weak, and it doesn't make it easier for me to like him. Like,
Is that helping lean into his evil Cody phase though?
I don't know what it is. He's already getting heat from me. Like, I hate his guts. I feel like I'm like Bret Hart to Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart to Bill Goldberg, Bret Hart to damn near anyone. Like, I hate his guts. Like, I don't know, man.
Because Bret loved him some black women.
Hey, man. Yeah. Hey, Bret Hart love him some salt and pepper, baby.
Okay. So I agree. I definitely feel like they're booking him weak, not as weak as they're booking Gunther, which leads me into the match that I'm excited about. Yeah, I said it. Gunther's being booked weak. He's sorry. He does not deserve to be champion. Gunther did say that Penta was the one that chopped him the hardest, pause. But he did say that in the interview. But you have the ring circus general, Gunther, versus arguably the biggest face in WWE right now, main event Jey Uso. Shad, I'm going to let you start on this one. What do you think about this match?
I don't care because I know Jay's not going to win. So it's like I feel like they know that Jay is over. So they be like, all right, we're just going to throw him in there with a world title and hopefully, he gets somebody else over. But he's not going to win.
He having to put the champ over is wild.
Yeah. I mean, he did it with Damien, and I feel like he's done it a couple of times. But like, if this was, as I said before in this part, if this was after Mania, then I would be like, okay, well, he has a chance. But since they're going into Mania, like, I can't see Jay being world champion going into Mania. Like, he would have to win the title at Mania or some other random show. So I just feel like it's not his time, and I feel like they would have to build him up. I mean, he's already kind of built up, but they would have to tell more of a story for him to win the title for his first time instead of not just a random ass Saturday night's main event.
GA, before you go, I got to piss Shad off. What if Jay wins this match, Big Jim wins Elimination Chamber?
Fuck no.
Dog, you talk about super kick fest part 2?
No. That was the worst match I've ever seen in my life. We definitely not running that back. And both of them pissed me off. Now you got me started. So now both of them pissed me off because they wear like Air Forces to the ring. Like, why are you wearing Air Forces to wrestle in? Like no.
They in the trenches, baby.
Nah. Hey, beat Fat Boy Jordan 1s.
But Air Force lows to wrestle in is nuts.
I think Big Jim wears Miz.
Nah, he wears like
he
wears all black.
Wears Jordan 1s, right?
Yeah, we saw you. We were ignoring
okay.
you.
We saw that.
Yeah,
we saw it. But yeah, we definitely not doing that.
I think they're red mids for Big Jim. I think I could be wrong though. Okay, so GA, how do you feel about this match?
You talk about Jay versus Gunther, not Jay versus Jimmy, right?
Yeah, Jay. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
I had to trigger Shad. He up now.
This is gonna be my hot take for the day. I think that the last Saturday night's main event, they got a lot of criticism for saying it was just like essentially a glorified house show, right? Because nothing major happened. Correct. There were no changes, no pivots or anything like that. I think they pull the trigger and Jay takes the belt off of Gunther for a number of reasons, but most notably, he's probably the most over person in the company right now. So you got to strike while the iron is hot. Gunther's a heel, so Gunther can find a way to get back in the picture. Like, we're not hurting for merchandising with Gunther right now as a heel, but
he ain't selling no merch.
Yeah, but
does he even have a T-shirt?
Nah.
He probably has a suit that they sell on the WWE shop.
Harold Pinner suit or something.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, you will not disrespect Man of Fashion.
Hey, Man of Fashion, with a dress T-shirt underneath, no, no collar. Like, I feel like this could be the time that we're not advertising it for a pay-per-view. This isn't going to be on Raw. It's not going to be on SmackDown. Let's make this be a moment where people know that anything can happen on a Saturday night's main event. Like, pull the trigger, shoot him to the top of the, the socials. He's already been in the socials this week anyway. Let's keep him trending. You know what I mean? Let's do everything, make him the face of the company, even if it's only to the Rumble and he loses it then. Like, let him have the moment in the sun, and let's get these advertisement and merch dollars off of Jey Uso being the champion.
No, they can't give him another super short title run like they did. He needs to make it till at least March.
Hey, I ain't mad at it, but I just know the moment of him winning that joint,
crazy,
bruh. It's
that would be what is needed, because nobody cares about this. It's not even a PLE, is it?
Nah. It's Saturday Night's Main Event. It's just a TV house show.
So nobody feels like, if I don't watch this, I'm missing something. To have to go back to watch this match, I agree. I think that this is the moment that you pull the trigger, so you have him as champion for however. I don't think it's going to be a long reign, but you also need to figure out what you're doing with Gunther. You're not doing nothing with him either. So if you're not going to do anything with that champion, put it on somebody who has. Hell, you gave him, was it Travis Scott?
He's been intertwined in a lot of things that have been like major and crossover for the company. If it doesn't happen now, don't intermingle him with anybody else that's a champion. Like,
they only doing this because he's over,
And that's why you take advantage.
And sometimes you got to pull a pivot and you got to strike while the iron's hot. This will be a great opportunity for them to do it, and it'll be a great opportunity for them to make people watch Saturday Night's Main Event moving forward. It's like, like, Jey Uso won a championship. Anything's possible. Anybody could lose. Anybody could win. Anybody could show up.
Could you imagine a San Antonio Jey Uso championship T-shirt? Like, he's getting, he's getting T-shirts for stops.
Mm-hmm.
The last person who got T-shirts for stops, Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
That San Jose shirt is still fire.
Hey, and I'm mad it wasn't on the website. I'm mad about it that it wasn't on the website.
I know what shirt I want to see up there. The Canadian Dream, son of a a security technician. I need that shirt, dog. That
KO's level of petty is crazy.
I
don't buy too many shirts, but if they put that one on the site, matter of fact, let me check now. I'm copping that if it's on the site.
It ain't up there yet. That Bianca shirt is in my cart right now, though. I definitely need to cop that. But, and I'm glad that you said that, G. Go ahead.
But Jay's not gonna win. Like, I've realized that, like, Jay hasn't even had like any meaningful feuds outside of Jimmy and Roman. Like, he's pretty much just kind of been.
Neither did Damian.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't know what the hell they doing. But at least Damian was the Money in the Bank winner, so they could always just throw him in there before. But I feel like Jimmy, they're going to do it right. Like, he might get I feel like somebody said in our chat, but I feel like he might win King of the Ring and then face whoever is the champion at, like, SummerSlam. I feel like that would probably be the most meaningful thing they could probably do.
We talk Big Jim?
Fuck no.
Oh, Jay.
Hey, Big Jim's new ring attire is kind of dope. I ain't going to hold you. But
hey, what King Jim has a ring to it, doesn't it?
Don't piss me off, nigga.
All right, so I know we kind of talked about what takes place after Saturday Night Event. We talked about February being next, but my issue in that is I know who's in the contenders for the male Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing with this female Royal Rumble? I don't know who's in it except for Bayley. Like, what's going on with this joint?
I don't know who. And I guess to piggyback off that, like, who's like the favorite to win the women's joint?
I think it's Charlotte Flair.
But here's the thing: would have been okay with that had they not told me she was coming back. You see what I'm saying? Like, before you put out the video, hey, she's coming back to SmackDown. Like, maybe she's coming back to SmackDown.
I like the video. Like,
video was fire.
The video's like she gonna come back a little bit different, I believe. Like,
Charlotte is keep covering her face. I was fine.
You know,
you think? Well, you think Charlotte Flair is not an attractive woman?
But I'm saying, why she got to catch a stray though? Like,
because if you watch the video, 95% of it was hiding her face. But I like that.
But damn, why you gotta take a shot at her though? Like, don't take a shot at the queen.
Have you seen her like on Instagram with like random black chicks? Like, or matter of fact, not even that. She do be with random black chicks, but she also be trying to dress a little sexy, and I'm like, girl.
That's because her husband back in the building. She got to make sure she look good.
Hi, Chihuahua.
Wow,
she look like a Chihuahua.
Damn.
Yeah, she's not good.
On that note, I'm gonna read y'all. So I saw this on Twitter. They leaked the women's Rumble lineup.
Mm-hmm.
and this might be a smokescreen. It might not be a red herring. Don't really mean shit. And they got who the runner up and who the winner is on the joint. But you got a Becky Lynch return. They say that she's entering at 1 and she's gonna end up being the runner up.
It would piss me off because I
You
don't think he can wrestle.
So I'm giving you notable names that might not necessarily aren't normal people. So you got Becky coming back. You got a Julia appearance.
Okay.
You got
but Julie has a belt, which pisses me off.
But
if you got a belt, you shouldn't be in there.
But she's in NXT though.
But if you got a belt, you shouldn't be in there. That's just how I feel.
But that's a way for them to get her, onto the main roster, programming. You got a Jordan Grace appearance because she's rumored to be WWE bound.
Well, she's at the Performance Center right now,
right? Because her AEW, her TNA contract's up. They say you got a Mickey James appearance.
Don't care.
They got a Karma appearance. Y'all remember Karma, right? Awesome Kong.
Yeah, she back.
Oh, okay. Black chick, yeah. Yeah, they got her as a surprise entrant.
Should be in and out.
Then they got a Charlotte Flair at 25 saying that she's going to be the winner. And then at 30, well, you got a Jade Cargill, but then at 30, they're saying you got Alexa Bliss.
It's about time for Alexa Bliss to come back. The problem is, I think they have too many women tied up in tag teams right now. And now they've got those extra belts, which is a good thing. I don't want to act like it's not a good thing to have those extra belts, but you just had everybody go through. They weren't good enough to win the Intercontinental, and nobody was more deserving than Chelsea of the U.S. So
that's crazy. Nia Jax isn't in the Rumble?
I think she is actually.
She got to be.
Yeah, and I think a Roxanne Perez in there too somewhere.
Roxanne should be in there.
But all right, so on this, it doesn't say Roxanne Perez, but it's a possibility she could pop up. I mean, this list ain't for real, but I think Nia Jax has a title match with Rhea Ripley at the Rumble, right?
Nah, she has a title Saturday night.
Yeah.
This upcoming Saturday, she has a title.
Yeah. Damn. Oh, well.
And you're not taking the belt off of Rhea that fast and to give it back to Nia, who...
No.
Hey, Nia Jax, she's not like most girls.
I feel like they leaning towards a Tiffany Stratton Charlotte Flair match at Mania.
At Mania, yep.
I just don't feel like that requires Charlotte to win the title for that.
She could win the Elimination Chamber for all that.
Yeah. I feel like they could easily do that, and that would be more believable. I feel like Mania, especially with Rhea being champion, they need somebody who can go against her. And the only person I can really think of would
I see what you're saying.
The only person I can really think of would be a Bianca, but I feel like Jade is coming back. I actually feel like Jade is going to be back at. I know Bianca and Naomi face the chicks from NXT, and I feel like they've been hyping that over the last couple of weeks. So I feel like Jade is going to come back and kind of cost them the titles.
They got a match with who?
Lash Legend and Jakara.
They're making up for the shit that happened with them before.
KO. Yeah.
When KO cut them off and they were pissed off that they only got a 2-minute match.
I would like to see them in the Rumble.
So I think that there's a possibility that match could maybe main event SmackDown, just because of.
I think it's gonna be on NXT.
I think it's an NXT match.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I guess it could. I guess it could main event it, but then I don't think you get Jade coming back at NXT.
Not at NXT, no.
You know what I'm saying? Or maybe there could be some sort of major development there on NXT or some shit like that, but she ain't coming back. The only time she gonna come back is whether it's either gonna be on SmackDown or in the Rumble.
On the Rumble.
Yeah, true.
But she debuted at a Rumble though, so I don't see that coming back at Rumble.
It's a full year.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where they already did that type. It's like you don't see people doing, like if you have two wrestlers that have a similar finisher, you don't see that move done twice in the program unless it's the wrestler doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so who y'all got for winner?
Yeah, because they don't want Damian Priest doing the Crossroads, so I get it.
Yeah. For the women's, shit, who you got for the men's at this point? For the women's, I'm going to have to go, it's going to be whoever returns.
I got Charlotte for the women's.
Got it. I don't want that, but sure.
Yeah.
And for the men's.
You know what? Nope. I've got Becky, for whatever reason, winning the Rumble. It's not a match I want to see, Becky Rhea, because
they just did that last year, right?
I thought that they didn't get that because that's what it was supposed to be, so that's why Becky ended up fighting.
No, they fought at Mania.
Right. Was that their first time? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're going to run that back.
That's a trash match.
For the men's, I got, in the words of Santino Morello, John Cena.
John Cena Cox. I got Roman Reigns. I don't know why. No, I don't. I know I don't.
I'm not gonna lie, it's up in the air on the men's side. Like, there's a couple people who can realistically win it. Like, you got Cena, you got Roman, you got Punk, and you could even throw in there Rock if they find a way to make that happen.
So on this list, they say, take it as a grain of salt, they got Brock as
The
entry
runner-up.
number 30 as the runner-up.
I
with
saw his
Roman
coming
as
in at
29.
31. They gonna do something weird and have him come
Hey,
in.
yo, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be I mean,
Because who gonna tell him no?
him introducing the final boss back.
Yeah.
At 31 would be wild.
Now, what would really be a real final boss shit? Because he told Cody he was coming back for him. Like, he comes back at 31 when there is, like, you know, when it's just two people left in the ring, and then his music hits as the last entrance getting
Just
thrown
going
over the rope.
Yeah, I like that.
That would be crazy.
I like that. If
Instant
that's
heat. People are gonna hate him because it will be John Cena throwing somebody over, and then the Rock's music hits at 31.
Yeah.
and then The Rock gets his revenge on WrestleMania. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm low key, even though I don't want to see this. Sammy winning feels right. I don't want it though.
The locker room leader.
Yeah,
that ain't happening.
aside of Rey Mysterio won in almost 19 years ago. Like it's time to go. After that botch on Monday, it's time to go.
I don't think that was his fault. I think
it wasn't, but still, like,
hey, but he's like such a pro. He found a way to actually
make it
like
work.
to make it work to where he didn't get hurt. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, let me ask y'all: do we have any viewer submissions for this week?
We actually do. Do. Let me go to my handy dandy phone. So we have two actually.
Okay.
In the words of my son, ooh,
Better come over there and play cars, not cards, cars.
But yeah, he got a new car. I bought him a new car yesterday. Red car.
Red car. All right, so this is the first one from my guy Shamu Xavier.
Okay.
I'm at work, so I'm gonna make this short and sweet. John Cena should not win the belt this year so he can surpass Ric Flair for the greatest of all time. And if he do win the belt, CM Punk should take it because he's gonna win Money in the Bank. You know what I'm saying? That's my take. I'm sticking with it. Peace.
That's my boy Chavo.
So pretty much what he said is that he doesn't believe that John Cena should win the championship.
So if we're going back to our original rules, we're pin as we agree and kick out as we disagree. I'm pin that. I don't want Cena with a belt. I think, like he said, it's a stretch. I don't want Cena with a belt. Let him go off into the sunset. Because if he gets a belt, we know that at some point at whatever big event overseas or something like that, he's losing the belt. This man just lost a solo his last match. Like, nah, bro, you don't need a belt.
Yeah.
So the take was he doesn't think John Cena should win, and it was
But he said if he does win, he wants CM Punk to like cash in Money in the Bank.
Now, what I would like, I'd like a combination of that. Cena being in the match
with CM Punk as a champion,
or Cena winning the title, and soon as he wins, Punk cashes in and takes it from him. Okay. So that way, we get Cena, you know what I mean, getting that, you know, getting the moniker of the GOAT, like he won the title the most, but we don't have to deal with a Cena title run. It happens, Punk cashes in immediately, takes the strap, pause, and like now we're getting the summer of Punk as the champion. That'd be dope.
Yeah, that's the only way I'll rock with that. Otherwise, no.
So I'm I'm not gonna pin or kick out. I'm gonna call it a DQ because I like a combination of both.
For me, I'm gonna kick out because the way I see it kind of unfolding is I feel like his last match is gonna be for the title and he's gonna win and then that's it. He's gonna do a Sting how Sting did it, but like that's the only way I can kind of see that working or that I would want it to work. Like I don't want him to win the title against somebody and then had the title for 3 or 4 months. Yeah. So just have him win it his last time, allow him to go out as champion, have everybody come out, put him on the shoulders, all that fly stuff they do, and then that'd be it.
But you
And
know,
then we get a
but you,
tournament or something.
but you know, Cena being the consummate professional and always wanting to do what's best for business, you know he's gonna want to put somebody over on his way out.
True, but I feel like Triple H would be like, nah, this you always want to do stuff like that. I wanted this the moment to be about you. And like you're the person who was like, the man
As
for
we
like 15 years. So like you need to kind of be celebrated.
as we announced that you're going to the Hall of Fame next year.
Right. All right, folks, we
Shit,
got
they might put him in the Hall of Fame this year.
Facts. We got one more.
Yeah, we got one more from my guy Denzel.
What's up? What it do? Denzel hopping in with the Kayfabe Cowboys real quick with this hot take. I think I want to say that to close out WrestleMania, it needs to be a multi-man match. And to end WrestleMania Night 2, it should be Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. That's my take for today.
Fatal 4.
What's up? What it do?
I'm gonna hop in and say I hate that. Denzel, that's a trash take. If you're gonna say something on this premiere broadcast, make sure you come correct, because that was just trash. So I'm completely kicking out. I'm kicking out at 1. I'm kicking out at 1.
At 1.
At 1.
The ref ain't even down all the way yet.
Right.
No
All right.
suspense.
Nah, I'm kicking
No
out at 1.
suspense. Damn.
All
Lil
right,
Nate ain't even finished his full slide.
So is Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. If he would have stopped there, I could have got with it. I don't want Seth involved in this, so I have to kick out. I'm gonna give him the Damian Priest kick out against Seth Rollins, where I might have got pinned, but might have kicked out. I'm gonna go with that one.
So it was Cody, Seth, Roman.
Yeah. I think if he would have took Seth out and put Rock, I could maybe go with that. But
kick out, not because I hate it, but there's a lot of things that they would have to do in like it's a lot of stories that they're gonna have to mesh to make that even be a thing. But the concept of those 4, I'm not mad at. But if those 4 were the last 4 people in the Rumble, that'd be dope. Or if those 4 people are in the Elimination Chamber, that would be dope. I just think it's too convoluted. It's too many stories, too many angles that they gotta try to merge into one. There will have to be a lot of people that have a stake to the claim for Cody's championship for that to work. But I ain't mad at the creativity of it, because I like all 4 of them. I like to see all 4 of them like somehow involved with each other in the ring. But I'm gonna kick out at 2.5. My eyes are open. I'm watching the ref's hand swing down. I like it. I mean, I dig it, but I'm gonna have to kick out.
One thing I was just thinking about that I feel like could make a good thing is like if at the end of the Rumble it's Rock and Roman as the last 2, and then for somehow they end up both going over the top at the same time. So both of them are the winners, and now you might have, Cody versus Rock to kind of like start everything off, because I definitely don't want them to main event again. Like I'm tired of seeing them together, but like having them in a match, maybe the first match of the card, and then whoever wins that might face like The Rock on night 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
That way you get both of those matches like off the table like quick.
And shout out to Denzel for having it looked like he had the SmackDown championship and
SmackDown belt.
Yeah,
the blue belt. Yeah, that's I fuck with that, man. Yeah. That's dope, man. I haven't seen anybody have that belt in person or at a show like that. I like that. I like it. Matter of fact, because he had that belt, I'm going for the pin. I'm going full fan favorite. I'm accepting the take just because of the ensemble, and I love it.
So question, his belt versus your belt, who's coming out the champion? Because you can't have both.
Shoot, about you know.
Don't answer that.
Hey, the gorgeous one has never lost. I'm LeVar Ball of this shit. Never lost.
Okay.
Hey, you know what I mean? Known by many, forgotten by none. Silk blouses and brick houses.
Why do we keep giving him? Yeah. I'm closing the show out. So I got
a wise man once told me that I'd be the wise man giving him advice.
Who keeps giving him a live mic? Ain't you in trouble? All right, look. So
say his name and he'll appear.
So I'm gonna ask y'all a question, and I want to know your favorite. Your favorite. Jesus Christ, give me. And it doesn't have to be one. It doesn't have to be like a top 10 list, top 5 list. But tell me some of your favorite gimmicks on a trash wrestler.
No. I think we said we're gonna do it the other way.
Okay, so cut this part.
Yeah, we're gonna cut this part.
It was a
trash gimmicks on a good wrestler.
Okay, there. Okay. All right. So I want to know, and take a couple minutes. God damn it, Shad, you just do it because I keep fucking it up trying to get it right.
Yeah. So, all right. So for this segment, we just want to do like, what is your favorite trash gimmick on a good wrestler?
Okay. All right, I'm ready. All right. So I got a question for you. What is your? God damn it,
nigga.
Shot did it.
I just did it. You ain't gotta say it again.
I thought he was telling me. Okay.
Ah.
All right. Sick.
Keep all of this. Keep all of this.
Oh, fucking edit. All right. Cool. So for me, it was when Goldust had that speech impediment.
Okay.
And we're just yelling out random.
Yeah, Tourette's.
That's also something you couldn't do right now. Like you try that right now. Everybody cancel.
Okay. Mine is something I feel like y'all might have forgot all about, but I hated this. When Diamond Dallas Page was a public speaker, like a motivational coach.
Oh.
Positively Page. I absolutely hated that.
Shit.
I absolutely hated that one.
That's on the level of what's Chavo Guerrero's joint
when he was a white guy.
Yeah,
Kerwin White. Yeah.
At first I was gonna go Isaac Yankem, DDS, but while y'all were talking, another one came up, and this is better. This is way better, and y'all might not remember this. The narcissist Lex Luger.
Yeah. Yeah, that was bad.
When he came into the ring with the full body length mirror, and he just posed and flexed in front of that joint.
Yeah.
The narcissist Lex Luger was probably like my favorite trash gimmick on a great wrestler.
Yeah, that was bad. And it was like a 3-panel mirror, so you could see yourself all the way around. Yeah. That was crazy.
My secondary choice would have to be King Booker. People loved it. I hated it.
I liked it. With Queen Charmel?
Queen Booker.
See, and that's why Queen. I hated that. I don't know why. I hated the pinky. It was too extra for me.
Yeah, I wasn't mad at it. I hated Corporate Kane, so.
Oh.
Corporate Kane was trash.
Corporate Kane was bad.
Yeah.
I hated Voice Box Kane.
I like Voice Box Kane.
It was
because it was full gimmick to like he got burned up in the fire and like he couldn't talk.
I guess it was the sound it made was too funny to take seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, but when like how ass was it when they made him remove his mask and like his hair was cut? That was.
That's another one of the moments like we talked about earlier where I was on the edge of my seat, like, what is he gonna look?
Yeah.
Is this guy's face really burned?
And then he took the joint off and he hit when he pulled the Joe Hendry, I was like, this is ass, man.
And I found out he got the head tilt from his dog or something. Where he needs to do that.
Mm-hmm.
He said he got it from his dog.
I liked it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess it worked. Well, we'll have to close out, but does anybody have any hate of the week before we go? And I'm talking to Shop.
Like I said before, I can always conjure up a little bit of hate. I already said I don't want to see Jimmy and Jay again.
That was real life hate.
I also said I hate their clothing, their shoe choices.
I hated Michael Cole's.
Oh yeah, that was trash.
It was so bad. It's so him,
but
it was so bad.
Yeah, it was off beat too. But you see, him and Jay, they had a 3 pop dap this time, and it was that actually worked.
They practiced that 100%.
Well, I have one. I really don't like what the New Day is doing, to be quite honest with you. Like, I see what they're trying to do, but I just feel like them together is not doing it for me, yo. Kofi without the mustache, him wrestling in Nietzsche jeans.
And a Louis Vuitton belt.
Yeah.
Jay.
Nietzsche jeans, yeah. That ain't really doing it for me. And then Xavier just wearing like neon, yellow shirts or whatever. Like, I see what they want to do, but with them, it's just not working. Kofi out there with no shirt on looks very childish. Yeah, it ain't working for me, dog.
My hate of the week is... All right, how can I preface this? Or how can I make this palatable? After watching the match this week.
Which one?
You'll know why. You'll know what I'm saying. My hate is get Zoe Stark as far as you can from the Pure Fusion Collective. She is too good in the ring to be involved with that trash ass faction. Get like, cause she can, she can go. Yeah, stud line. Like she can go. They gotta find a way to package her to like to be like a mid card pause to be a mid card star or something like because she's too good in the ring, dog. Like that's my hate of the week. Like get Zoe Stark away from the PFC. I'm sorry.
PFC.
Yeah, that's what they call them, the Pure Fusion Collective, the PFC.
The name is horrible.
Yeah, the stud line. That's like Scout's honor. Get her away from them, man. Like, you know what I'm
Did you turn your hey yo? It was the turn was too far. You got
but that's my hate. That's my hate, man.
What if she started to come out and do the Zero Meta? Like Zero Meta.
Yo, this has been this has been the to be canceled Kayfabe Cowboys podcast. This has been a blast.
Jeff Hardy. I'm sorry. All right, my bad.
This has been another episode of the Kayfabe Cowboys podcast.
We're soon to be canceled.
Soon to be canceled. No sponsorships. We're probably going to cease and desist. We'll get blocked by WWE on all platforms. But we're a couple days away from Saturday night's main event. So tune into us next week as we recap the events that were on Saturday night's main event. And we're going to be doing some predictions and potential spoilers for what's going to happen on the Royal Rumble. Brother Nick, Brother Legend, where can the folks find you, man?
Stuck at the house. All this 6 feet of snow we got. So I will be here. Probably gonna order some wings from Dirty Buffalo for Saturday night's main event. Shout out to them.
Can't forget about the Dirty Buffalo, baby.
Can't forget about Dirty Buffalo. We love y'all. Outside of that, find me on Instagram. I am legend _716, and of course the Kayfabe Cowboy Instagram. I don't even want to talk about Twitter right now because a
lot of things going on. Yeah. Brother Shadrick, where can the folks find you, man?
Find me everywhere, Shad Harris, as well as on Instagram, as well as YouTube at Shad Harris. Make sure you subscribe there, but also make sure you subscribe to Kayfabe Cowboys as well. We have a lot of good content up there. We've kind of hit our I think we under 10 episodes, but we're going along with what we got. That didn't make any sense, but I'm still sleepy.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget, the best way to support us outside of subscribing to the Kayfabe Cowboys YouTube and following us on Instagram is to repost, put it to your stories, and a simple comment, a fire emoji on the content helps us get that reach that we need to grow. The more we grow, the more we can do for you guys.
Also, real quick before you hop in, I just want to say too, I feel like we're building a nice little community of wrestling fans that look like us. So another way that you could definitely support us is like if you check out these episodes and you got a friend, a coworker, or somebody that is into wrestling, y'all normally talk about wrestling, just do us a favor, go ahead and just share it with them and just kind of keep the ball rolling. Because we really have a community now, even though we might have like 15 people in there, but we have a solid community of people who truly love, this sport that, we all have grown up on. So we just want to kind of keep that rolling. So if you know somebody who's super into wrestling, just share episode.
Yeah. And I just peeped, like, since you're sleepy, like, would you be the Wendy Chu of the Kayfabe Cowboys podcast?
If Shaw comes to this next episode in a onesie, I quit.
With a pillow?
I got you next time.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at it's Zach Morris, at unvirgin.ndav, and at Kayfabe Cowboys. You can find us on Twitter as well by the same name, at Kayfabe Cowboys. And we've been back on TikTok for a time being. The shit's back up. So
at least 75 days.
Yeah, we're going to be posting something on TikTok this week. We're going to try to get heavy up there before they take it all away. So be on the lookout for those algorithms. Like Shad said, like, subscribe, hit the notification button to be notified when we're dropping new content on YouTube and on Instagrams. And as always, man, we'll see you next week with Black Guys That Love Wrestling. Brett screwed Brett. Die Rocky die. We out of here. Peace.